Hey guys, how's it going? This is going to be the video review for Transformers Combiner Wars Skywarp, part of the series of videos I'm doing while I'm getting my collection in order. I've had this guy for a while. I just haven't gotten around to opening the box yet, but today I'm going to crack him open. We're going to talk about him, all that fun stuff. Obviously, here's the front of the box. Side of the box, got some artwork of Skywarp there. Back of the box, bio product shots. Side of the box and front of the box again. So, obviously we know this guy is just a repaint of the other two Seekers, and of course this is a slight remold from the Leader's Jetfire mold. So, anyway, I'm going to crack this guy, get him out of the box, get him transformed, we're going to talk about him, all that fun kind of stuff. Be back in a minute, guys. Alright guys, here we have Skywarp out of the package and in his vehicular mode. We'll start off by getting some of the obligatory comparisons out of the way first. We will start off with a Masterpiece Seeker, and he is smaller than the Masterpiece Seeker. He is both shorter. He's significantly shorter. Width is actually about the same, but length, the Seeker beats him by quite a bit, by like a couple inches. So, yeah. So that's the comparison with the Seeker. Let's get the Seeker out of the way here. And next up, put him next to Jetfire here. Okay. Which, of course, is, you know, what this is a remold, recolor of. In vehicle mode, there's not a ton of differences. Really, the big difference is the wings. Obviously, you know, there you go. I mean, pretty different. Plus, these wings do not move, whereas Jetfires, of course, do move. So that is easily the largest difference between the two in vehicle mode. Other than that, it's mostly just coloring. Now, one note that I want to make, I don't know if this is due to mold degradation or not, but the plastic on Jetfire feels better than the plastic on Skywarp. Again, I don't know if that's just reuse of the mold or if they're actually using cheaper plastic. Who knows? And you can tell some difference there in like the front vent areas because they have like different chests, which we'll be getting to in robot mode. And yeah, that's basically it for the comparisons. Let's go ahead and get Jetfire out of the way. Let's go ahead and just exclusively focus on Skywarp now. We'll do a quick and we'll just go ahead and just do a quick 360 of him. That way we can kind of see what he looks like from all angles. And he looks pretty good in vehicle mode. This, of course, is without his weapons attached. And we will, of course, attach his weapons. That way you can get a feel for how he looks with his weapons. And I'm knocking that over. So, yeah, let's go ahead and we will attach his weapons to him. And I guess we'll start off with basically these are the ones that can, you know, go on his legs. So that plugs in there. Oh, come on. That plugs in there. What else we got? And if for some wild chance you guys want to do this, you can, of course, attach, you know, Jetfire's weapons or, you know, any of the other Seeker's weapons to him as well. These here are attached to the underside of his wings, so do that real fast. Maybe, right? Yeah, maybe being the keyword. Jeez, I'm terrible at this. Alright, so let's go ahead. There we go. That's attached. And lastly, well, not lastly, I guess second last, right? Here are the ones that go in his armholes. Armholes. It's a funny term, isn't it? And let's see what he looks like almost all weaponed up, because I'll show you the last one, but it looks, in my opinion, just looks kind of silly. He's got, you know, the traditional guns now on the underside of his wings that the Seekers have, and I dig the look of this. I think it looks pretty good. And of course, if you want to, you're going to attach his main gun here to the underside of his nose, and that just, you know, that looks silly, so I'll just take that off. I don't really much care for that. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in now so you guys can see the details of the vehicular mode. And I have to say, yeah, I mean, I really like the look of this guy in vehicle mode. Yeah. Looks good. I don't really have any complaints about the appearance. Looks nice. Really like the coloring. Has good paint apps. Blah, blah, blah. Just looks nice, right? So, what we're going to do now, I suppose, is we are going to get down to the transformation. And, of course, if I screw up, as always, this will be an edit point, and I will just, you know, he'll magically appear in robot mode. So, let's go ahead and get down to it. I mean, you don't have to take his weapons off. Personally, I find it slightly easier, so the only ones I'm really going to probably take off are, let's take off his wing ones and his arm ones, because those may just go flying if I don't. So there you go. Alright, step one, push his landing gear up. Let's see, what do I do next? I don't know, I'm just going to kind of, and then you separate the legs off, untab them. Let's see here. Oh, this piece here, you just kind of pop this off. Goes back. I know, I'm giving great commentary, right, guys? Then we... what do we do next? Oh, yeah. Pop these little pieces out, maybe. Come on, fingernails. Don't fail me now. There we go. Popped out. And this piece kind of... it's supposed to come down. Dang it. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, just kind of, you kind of got to jiggle it. I know that's a super technical term. There you go. It pops up, or off, whatever. Yeah. There you go. Turn the head around. You kind of just got to rotate the legs more or less out of the way as best you can, and then you take the arms, just kind of separate them, pull them down, and then you kind of got to get the chest piece. Oh yeah, this piece here, this folds up, accordion's down. Okay, and we got the arms separated, so next up, and he's doing the super splits, right? So, there we go, we got the chest back up, bring the legs back down, and then, you know, turn his legs around, fold the feet out, accordion his feet down. Same thing on the other side. And then you kind of got to secure his crotch piece there. Secure the crotch! Secure the crotch. Crotch secured. Alright. Angle the camera up so you can see what the hell I'm doing. And, you know, the back's already pretty much done. And now really it's just about tabbing stuff in. I think, yeah, these pieces here are supposed to actually kind of point backwards. I think they're supposed to tab into something. I'm not precisely sure there. I know this is a hot mess. This is why you should not watch my videos to learn how to transform these figures. I know there are reviewers who do far better job on this than I do. This is more just so you guys can kind of watch me flail through it while I do it on camera, because it's tough for me because my arms are like way extended. So I can be behind the camera and still manipulate the figure. So anyway, that's basically it. That is his base robot mode with no weapons. What I'm going to do, guys, I'm actually going to pause right here, get Jetfire transformed, and yeah, then we'll do more comparisons, all that crap. So be back in a second, guys. Alright, guys, here we have him transformed into robot mode, and here he is next to the Masterpiece Seeker mold. And as you can see, he is actually a fair amount taller than the Masterpiece Seeker mold in robot mode, so you can see how they stack up. But let's go ahead and get to the actual real main comparison. As I knock shit over. I probably knocked two. I only got the piece I need for the review. Anyway. Okay. Here he is next to Jetfire, and as you can see, we got a fair amount of molding differences. The legs are identical. The crotch pieces are actually identical, but the chests, as you can see, are completely different. The shoulder guards over the arms are different, and obviously the heads are different. So there's enough remolding on Skywarp to make him feel somewhat fresh, somewhat new compared to Jetfire. So anyway, that's pretty much it for that comparison. So what we'll do now is we will focus exclusively on our buddy Skywarp here. Maybe move the camera slightly closer so he's a little easier for me to work with. And we will start off by giving a quick 360. He looks pretty good from all angles, I think. We'll cover his articulation. He's got, you know, ankle pivot forward and back. Bends there at the knee. Rotates at the top of the leg. Universal ratchet joint there. At the top of the, also at the top of the leg. He doesn't have any waist rotation. His shoulders could do 360 if it wasn't for his backpack. In and out at the shoulder. Bicep rotation. Elbow bend. No waist, or I'm sorry, no wrist rotation. Jeez Pete's. In his head, pretty much, you know, whatever you want to do. So, his shoulders just popped out of their sockets. See, that's one of my complaints about this figure, is it can be a bit fiddly. And with the mold degradation or worse plastic or whatever, it is a bit worse on this mold. Or I'm not, sorry, not on this mold. On this figure than it was even on Jetfire. Because like I said, the plastic does feel cheaper and thinner. Again, I don't know if it's because Hasbro's actually cheaping out, or if it's just, you know, the fact that they've, you know, this is like the fourth use of this mold. Whatever. Anyway. Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll zoom in to see the details. And, yeah. That looks pretty good. That's an interesting interpretation of the Seeker head. Obviously, it's not, you know, like super G1 accurate, but you can tell kind of what they're going for. Yeah, this is a nice, you know, alternative classics look to the character. I certainly, you know, don't hate it. It's pretty nice. I mean, the reason I picked this figure up as opposed to Starscream or Thundercracker of this mold is, one, if I'm going to get a Starscream, I want him to be real G1 accurate, which this is not. I already have a large Thundercracker, as I have the Masterpiece Thundercracker, so this is just going to be like my large Skywarp in my collection. So there you go. I mean, it's a nice, and I'm not as, you know, super into G1 accuracy for this, because it's just, like I said, it's a reimagining. So I personally like this this figure quite a bit. Despite my complaints about it, it definitely does have a place in my collection, hence why I picked it up. Anyway, let's go ahead and arm him up here. You got a couple options for his arms. If you want, you of course can put, he does have large, guns, as you can see. And if you want, you can attach those to his forearms and have the classic Seeker guns. But honestly, with the size of them, damn it, it just popped out of his friggin' socket again. He's falling over. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of having the large guns in his forearms, just because I don't think that really looks all that great. So we'll just go ahead and put his smaller guns in his forearms. They're, you know, pretty much the same ones that came with Jetfire, and I think that looks, you know, pretty good. And then, of course, we'll put his arm, I'm sorry, not his arm, his leg ones on him. Maybe, right? There we go. Leg one, number one. Let's find the other leg one. Oh, there it is. Laying down there. We'll put that one on. And as far as larger guns, I'm thinking those probably can just go on the wings. You know, probably the outer portion of them, like that. And, you know, I mean, you can have him hold them if you want. He can hold them with the posts, but it doesn't. I'll show you what it looks like, but I'm not a... Personally, I'm not a huge fan of that. But if you like it, it's an option you can do. And, of course, is and I just shot the damn missile. And, of course, his main gun that he can hold like that, which, you know, makes sense with Jetfire. Doesn't make as much sense with the Seekers, but obviously I know they included that because, like I said, this is a remold of the Jetfire figure. So anyway, overall, what do I think of this figure? Is this a must-have for all Transformers fans? Absolutely not. If you already have a good, large representation of Thundercracker in your collection, I'm not Thundercracker, shoot, Skywarp. Jeez. If you already have a large, good representation of Skywarp in your collection, this is not a must-have figure. You know, is he a good figure? Yeah, if he fills the niche in your collection, I think he's a fairly good figure for what he is. Is he perfect? No, he's got issues. But, you know, if you're aware of the issues and you still like the figure, all that, maybe it's worth seeking him out. Anyway, that's pretty much going to wrap it up. If you did enjoy this, as always, please, thumbs up, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.